to the
Wasn't
cloud.
me, so.
No.
Hey, tour date time. That's all we're doing right now.
This is all we're talking about.
A couple things. February 5th and 6th, I'm gonna be at Stir Crazy Comedy Club in Glendale, Arizona. Mostly because I just wanted to go down for a golf tournament, and then I forced them to book me because I was like, I'm already gonna be there. And every second Sunday, the next Sunday is my Everett Comedy Night virtual show. So hop on that next Sunday. And then at the end of February, at some point, 24th through 27th, I'm going to be at the Looney Bin in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Cool.
Anything, Andrew? You got?
I'm working on a thing. There's a guy in Denver who built some kind of virtual stage thing and runs some marketing company and was like, I think we can sell a lot of tickets. I was like, if you can figure that out and then tell me how you marketed me, because I've tried it and it's very difficult to convince people to see my show. So nothing on the books, hoping to get a few calls here as the new year takes shape, but we'll see what happens. There's also like super virus going around now. We'll see what's going on.
It's all crazy. And we have Mary Lou Gamba with us. She has a show in November 2023. So
no. This November.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. Oh, that's exciting. That'll be an Olympic.
It's been postponed like 5 times because of COVID, but I think November might happen.
You might have something there, but goddamn, I thought, a lot of things this last 9 months were wrong. So who knows?
We were thinking July was going to be fine, but
so was the theater that was trying to keep the money. But hey, well, that's all there is for that. But let's get to the jokes with a 3-second pause. Homeschool, episode number 24. We got that Mamba mentality this week, which means we'll probably crash and burn soon.
Wow, too soon. Yeah, I couldn't wait for this year to be over, man. I mean, it's all been bad. It rained in Los Angeles the other day. It's just terrible. Hopefully we get a flyover for all the people that had to stay indoors. It'd be nice to have a flyover in LA that isn't fire retardant.
Whoa, you actually can't say that word.
No, it's okay to say it about fires because they're so destructive and they don't know their own strength.
Still sounds you get that microphone by your mouth there, Mary Lou.
Yeah, you're encouraged to laugh. That's why we booked you.
I know, I'm just waiting till something makes me laugh.
Okay. No, we just want to hear the laugh. Don't hold it in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this mic is one of those where it has to be like right there.
There you go.
You're fine.
Which sucks.
Prayers up to all of the people in LA for that rain stuff. Don't worry. In a few more years, LA will have a vaccine for the rain. Global warming. By the way, what part of LA does your brother live in? That's where you were.
Oh yeah, I was in Calabasas, California. It's where they film all those Lexus commercials where they come out on Christmas morning and find a car in their driveway because they don't even hire actors. They just have people buying new cars every week. Really
Is that
great.
Real? I believed it for a second.
It's not. It's an exaggeration of the truth. I mean, everyone's got a fancy.
I was like, wait a minute, that sounds feasible.
Fancy place out there.
I never heard of it.
Calabasas. It's where Kanye and Kim Kardashian live. And
Calabasas. It's what you put on your
brothers.
What are those things?
On your elbow.
Mosquito bites you get. Calabasas lotion, right? Isn't that?
It does sound like a lotion.
Stupid. That was stupid.
I like it.
No, it's good. Is that where the hill was? All right, we'll talk about it. Anyway, you have been there a lot lately, though. You spent a lot of time with your family. I bet those kids are kind of, starting to get know you pretty good, or.
Yeah, I mean, they're learning how many times they can punch me without me getting mad, just like a velociraptor testing the fences. But, we also do cool things. We play hide and seek, which is a great game for kids, I can teach them stuff like not hiding in the same spot twice and don't stare directly at your sister's hiding spot.
Oh.
Right?
Oh. So you're like teaching the kids to lie.
That's hilarious.
Basically.
Right? I mean, when she's 16, she's going to tell all her friends, remember, Don't look daddy in the eyes. He knows you're lying when you do. That's what my uncle taught me.
Yeah. Hey, I'm creating good memories that will last forever with these kids. You know, for example, I left my pillow at my brother's house, and when I showed up, his 6-year-old handed it to me, and she said, "It smells like you," so I knew it was yours. Which means, you know, in 10 years, she's going to be at a Kanye show like, "This concert smells like my uncle."
Yeah, I hope you mean because
he was stoned all the time.
Oh, I didn't even think weed.
Yeah.
Mary
Lou was like, I don't think I get it.
I don't understand the whole
fine.
thing.
Your niece is telling you. Well, let's hope we can get back to concerts soon. You know what I mean? I mean, like, well, not Kanye, but like.
Yeah. Well, don't hold your breath. At our current pace, we're looking at about 80% of people vaccinated in 10 years for the United States.
Really? Is that real?
Yeah, it's real.
No!
That's the sad one.
I thought we'd be it's just vaccinated by
no.
June.
Now, Trump is he's taking so long because he wants credit when he gets reelected in 2024.
Well, perfect. So he can become even more of a messiah to his followers. You know, Jesus made the blind see, and Trump cured the HIV-Wheezy.
We don't get it either. Yeah. Bill Kopsinski wrote it. Blame him. All right. Hey, you know, the worst part about Bill Gates microchipping us is it's going to be obsolete in 6 months, and we'll have to upgrade our chips.
Oh, yeah. I heard that after you get the vaccine, your arm mega hurts. Huh?
Hey.
I like that one.
That's a good one. Don't worry. So far, the only complications are that if you're allergic to shellfish, you might have a bad reaction to the vaccine.
What if I have crabs?
Well, if there's a herd of crabs, you still don't have immunity, and you should go to see a doctor.
That's not what herd immunity is? All right, shoot. Well, more bad news. Alaska Airlines is no longer allowing emotional support animals on flights. So sounds like my emotional support crabs and I will have to take our business elsewhere.
And Andrew,
how are they going to check for that?
Is that going to ruin your joke?
No one knows anything. It doesn't matter. I'll tell that joke till the fucking t-shirts stop selling.
Good idea.
How are they going to find the emotional support crabs? Do they pick those up on the body scanner? I feel like they're going to be like, "Cory, you can't have those. Get out of here." Who's checking?
That's a good question. Yeah. Anyway, how was your New Year's Eve? What'd you do? Did you go out with a bang or?
Well, you could say that. I don't want to brag, but I did stub my toe on the couch. Yeah, it was a good New Year's Eve. I had a great time. I was performing on a show with Christopher Titus in his garage.
Ooh.
That's
fancy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's cool.
Kind of nerve-wracking performing to 6 people. Thankfully, you started Giggles Comedy Club, so you're used to that.
Yeah. Giggles Comedy Club, my favorite memory. I'm going to explain this inside joke for everybody. The Giggles was a comedy club in Seattle that closed down, and then they turned it into a strip club because there wasn't enough daddy issues on stage before.
Yeah, and they called the strip club Jiggles because they didn't want to change the sign. Jiggles with G, right? It was French.
Jiggles.
Yeah.
I thought they changed it to a J. They didn't change it? Sorry, I interrupted.
Nah. They did on one sign, but the marquee thing. And
They unscrewed all those light bulbs for the.
Yeah. At the strip club, the light bulbs were the only thing getting screwed, or I don't know. But I don't know. Listen, they can't all be great. Just put them down. The strip club got shut down for being too close to a school, so they turned it back into a comedy club. But they kept the pole on stage for about 6 months, and I still performed there.
You know, right? How awkward for a group of guys who thinks they're walking into a strip club just to see you on stage talking about your dick, right?
Yeah. Thankfully, it's prepared me for performing during a pandemic. Audiences of 6 people were the good shows at Giggles. So. What was your New Year's like, Cory? What'd you do? How was your show?
I performed for 6 people, actually. On the dot, there were 3 couples in a backyard, but I'm pretty sure it was just a pre-funk for an orgy they decided to not invite me to, right? If he's this bad at comedy and this is his job, I'm sure he's terrible at everything with his mouth.
Can't believe they booked Josh Firestein for the orgy instead of you. It's crazy. But hey, you're doing better than me. All my orgy invites have been over Zoom and my imagination. So,
any New Year's resolutions? Like lose some weight or something? I don't know.
Yeah, hoping to lose about 240 pounds by getting rid of Trump this year.
That's what they call that stubborn weight,
Yeah, will not leave.
Will not Hope you don't gain it back.
Oh God!
In a couple of years, it'll come back.
2024.
Yeah. The opposite about avocados. He's the bad fat, right?
Yeah, bad fat. I don't know. I don't really set New Year's resolutions. I feel like it's too much pressure to put yourself to change in 1 year,
Well, if COVID can transform itself into a better version in 1 year, what's stopping you? I mean, it's
just because the virus did it doesn't mean I can. I can't do anything COVID does. Travel the world, get on the news, get inside of people. Not happening for me.
I hope I'll be able to remember my resolution. It's to not buy my parents electronics for Christmas because I also become their tech support. I bought them an Alexa and they couldn't set it up, so they called me. Right? I mean, she literally talks you through it. Actually, could you just put her on the phone, please?
It's easier to talk to Alexa. It's fucked up that your parents make you use the Indian accent, though. But, Geek Squad was actually my nickname in high school. I wasn't very good with computers. I was just a loser.
Oh, okay.
No job at Best Buy, just chess club.
I just read that there was a lawsuit that was against Pence and it was overturned. It was like a GOP lawsuit for election results. They're trying to eat their own young now.
He's like 60 years old. I wouldn't call that young.
Well, that's like a child for vice president. He calls his wife mother, right?
Oh.
Republicans have now gone 1 for 60 in their election-related lawsuits, which is just slightly better than my hitting in Little League.
And my hitting on women.
Oof, I'm really glad you said on.
Hey, Trump vetoed the defense spending bill this week, and Congress voted to override his veto. Finally, they're standing up to Trump.
Yeah, Trump vetoed it because he wanted more money in the stimulus checks, and Mitch McConnell was like, fuck that, right?
Yeah. It's never a good sign when I'm on Trump's side.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Mitch McConnell, he's such like a nerdy curmudgeon, he's like the opposite of Matthew McConaughey. He drives a Ford. You don't ever want him to take off his shirt, and his politics are all wrong, all wrong, all wrong.
Hey,
that wasn't bad. I like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good, But I mean, they are very opposite. McConaughey, he drives a Lincoln, and McConnell drove something a Lincoln built into a ditch.
Logs? I don't.
No, the Constitution.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln.
Too smart.
Yeah, it's all of my jokes. Or they're too stupid. I don't know. You're giving it too much credit.
He wasn't a founding father, so I don't know if it counts. Anyway, we'll take it.
Hey, the new COVID strain is now confirmed in the United States. So far, only 3 states that we know of: Colorado, California, and Florida. But if we found it in Florida, that means it's everywhere by now, considering how fast STDs spread at spring break.
Yeah, right. Well, that brings us to our sponsor for this week, penicillin. Not a brand name. It's just a medicine they're sponsoring. It's like when they had those Got Milk commercials. You're like, how's milk company that I need to?
Yeah, it's like it's funny. I was thinking about my brother does commercials for Google, and I'm like, what does Google need to be like? Hey, we're Google. Forget about us. The thing you use as a verb and
every day.
Yeah.
You can't.
Google doesn't need advertising.
apparently they need to pay my brother some bills. So I don't know. I mean, I think they're doing a great job at Google. Shout out to Google. Keep that money in the family.
A show I watched yesterday. It was Election. Remember that movie?
No.
Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick. So it's very, very good. She was running unopposed, and he's like, "Why are you working so hard?" And she's like, "I'm like Coca-Cola. Even though I'm on top, I'm still gonna spend the most on advertising." He's like,
That's also my dating life. I'm on top, but I'll spend all the money here. So
you're a top? Oh, I thought you were a bottom. But hey,
well, hey, you know what? Speaking of bottoms,
our jokes. That last part was just fooling around. Mary Lou Gamba, great Seattle area comedian. Welcome. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
Also, great Seattle area human.
Okay.
Aww, thanks. I'd rather be a good comedian, but thank you. No, that's nice.
Well, you're not gonna get there, but you're a good human, so that's good. Just kidding. I just tease. Hey, I booked you. I've hired you for gigs here.
I open for you a lot, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, not in the way I would like, but
Andrew.
Just teasing. Yeah.
Every episode when we have a woman who's guest, but hey,
hey,
I've never had a female guest.
No, we've had a few. They just all not wanted to sleep with me. So.
I think more the men who have been guests have wanted to sleep with Andrew than none of them have been gay men. It's just it's more interest.
I mean, from 0 to 1% is still a better chance, you know.
Hey, we were talking about this right before we started. Actually, we're wondering if people are like dating during this time, and if like, because our last joke there was about STDs. Like you could probably track how much people are moving around based on the STDs that are moving around in areas. You know what I mean? Like people are like, "Oh, we're really locked down." And you're like, actually, your STD results say otherwise.
Right. And I hear that it might not be like they don't have enough testing equipment because it's all going to like COVID. So now they're like, we can't even really test the way we want to for STDs. So they imagine that it's like higher than they think it is now.
Oh, wow.
What do they do? Just have unprotected sex with you and wait 3 months? I mean, is that the new testing system?
Well, that's so
not
funny.
For me. I mean, yeah.
I think this is a good thing for people that aren't dating, because like if you go through the whole pandemic without having any sex, your next STD test is going to be 100% accurate, because there's all those windows for each different STD.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it's going to be like, everybody get one before you get laid, clean the slate, and then go to town. That's what I think.
I think about that sometimes with like the COVID test, when they're like, oh, you could have it for 14 days before you even know about it. And it's like, I mean, maybe, but like people we've talked to have been like, oh, I got tested as soon as I got exposed to someone and I knew it and whatever. And then I knew it within a day. And like, but cause like I've been going to see family and like going to do stand up and like getting tested before and after and stuff like that. And so I'm always like, oh, I feel like I'm playing it pretty safe. But then I wonder I was opening for Titus and we did this like VIP thing where we're on a Zoom call and all scrunched together. And he was like, hey, you've been tested. You stay safe. I'm like, I promise, like, I wouldn't kill you, you know?
That's the
but
tough
then I was like,
you could do everything right and still.
Right.
I got tested this morning. I'm going to Arizona this week and visit some family. I got tested this morning and I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Right.
If I have it, I won't fly, and if I don't, I will, and then I may find out next week that I did. You know, like
it all depends. I think if you get the test in the right, you have to get it kind of in an accurate window. Yeah. Like some people are like, "Oh, I hung out at a party with no one had masks on, and the next day they get a test. I'm negative." That doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You have to wait like 5-ish days, for things to appear.
Weren't you in the health industry there, Mary Lou?
Yeah, I kind of still am. I was at a cancer research company. Now I'm at a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you pick up any like secondhand? Were they talking about COVID there? Were they going like
at the old job? The old job, I got laid off, or I would have still been there. They were really on the front lines of COVID and stuff. And
interesting.
But this job is does cancer research and cancer drugs for cancer. So, yeah, they were, but I mean, it's not like.
Did they have any insight into like, did you feel like you knew more than most people at the early part of it? Cause you're like, I actually am friends with doctors. Or
right.
Like,
I definitely felt safer at the early part because we would have like these weekly meetings and they'd have a panel of different scientists and they would tell us all this cool stuff. And then I got laid off, so I have no fucking idea now.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. I get paid a lot more now, so it's fine.
Hey.
Nice new pad there. I see.
Yeah, I got a nicer apartment and a better job. And those things have been better for me. Everything else is just, I miss comedy. I eat a lot, but I exercise a lot more than I used to because I'm trying to, there used to be more movement. You just move around every day in life, walking through the office building and comedy every night. So now I'm just home a lot. So I tend to exercise.
Do you work from home?
Yeah, I work from home most of the time. I have to go in 2 or 3 times a month, but I work from home. And I just take walks every day and try to do like little old lady YouTube workouts and squats. Awesome. I do a lot of squats. I got my butt muscles real strong now, so that's good.
Hey.
And my thighs. I have this weird goal that I'm getting older and I've gained a lot of weight, so I'm like, I want to be able to get off the floor all by myself, and I want anyone to help me, and I don't want to have to lean on anything. So I started doing squats in March, and now I can just get up myself. So.
Hey. Congratulations.
I mean, it's kind of it doesn't look attractive, but I can still do it without using my hands or leaning on something.
Right.
But practical goals, those work for me, so anyway.
That's all that's virtual stuff. I have not worked out much at all. I had a competition with my dad and my brother between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Didn't go well. I was supposed to lose inches around my waist, and I didn't. So,
what did you lose besides the competition?
I lost inches. I gained inches on my stomach, which makes you lose penis inches. So,
I guess it does, doesn't it?
The Travis Simmons bit.
Lose. So.
I got a clit gut.
Yeah, I've been. So you strike me as somebody who would be very safe, Mary Lou. I feel like you would stay in and be safe. And
yeah, I mean, I'm considered high risk. I mean, I think I'm pretty healthy, but according to the CDC, I'm considered high risk. So, but I mean, I go grocery shopping. I go to the doctor. I go to the dentist. I just don't hang out with people too. If I do, it's outside. I take walks with friends. I'm not like just a shut in. But I definitely am not willing to like be out in a place without a mask on, and others just like that just kind of scares me and worries me. And I've been trying so hard to find someone that I can like maybe, well, this is TMI, hook up with.
No, it's fine.
But I need someone that's like just like me, and nobody's as strict as me.
Right.
Nobody.
If someone would have started at the very beginning and created an app that you could like upload your test results and do like that, would have really made a lot of money, I think.
It's really not that hard. I mean, there's this guy I used to cook with all the time, and he's been trying for like the whole time, and I'm like, no. And then I'm like, if you just stay home for 2 weeks and then go get a test and it's negative, I'll hook up with you. And he just was like, well, I don't want to. I'm like, well, then fine. That's not that big of an ask, I think.
No. And when you're saying stay home for 2 weeks, you just mean like non-essential, or you mean stay 100% home? What would you?
I mean, like, if he not 100% is hard, but like you can do it. But I mean, stay home and like kind of like basically quarantine to make sure you weren't exposed, and then just, I don't know. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. I don't need it. It's fine. I'm getting older. I'm losing my drive anyway. It doesn't matter.
Hey, last time I talked to you, you had more drive than I did, so I don't know.
Well, it's weird. I don't like physically the drive has changed, but the passion's still there. Like I'm like, I'm not on Tinder anymore. I've replaced Tinder with men's tennis. I just watch men's tennis all the time. I've got like 2 different tennis subscriptions, and I know so much about tennis now. It's just like this is like my Tinder replacement. Just watching very attractive, athletic men, just
balls going back and forth.
They grunt, and they're so strong, and it's so cool. And that's my Tinder.
Who do you like? Who's your some of your favorites?
My all-time favorite is Federer. I just think he's just like classically just a brilliant tennis player. But I have 3 new guys I really like. Well, they're not new, but I'm new to tennis. So Dominic Thiem. He's like the world number 3 now. He's amazing. And then Andrei Rublev, he's this new young Russian dude that's moved up the ranks, and he's just like a fireball. And then this French guy named Hugo Humbert. Yeah, I mean, I just watch. You know, there's so many tennis tournaments. There's like 4 to 5 a month, but you just wouldn't know it unless you subscribe to this one channel. So that's become my life. It's like work and then tennis. That's it.
Right. It's like essentially every weekend.
It's a lot. It's often. Most of them are in different places, so I just have to watch the replays. But I don't know. It's fun. I've always liked sports anyway, and I like tennis. It's not violent, and I don't know. It's just kind of fun to watch. And I
played 4 years in high school.
You did tennis?
Yeah, it was too much of women's football. Played tennis. I still wore the helmet, just in case.
You watch tournaments and stuff, and
I do the big. I only watch like the
Grand Slams or
Grand Slams, and I got most improved in tennis.
Nice.
2 years in a row. I don't know. That doesn't sound good. I don't think.
That is good.
Well, they were like, how bad? Like, how bad was I as a freshman, right? But that's by my junior year. They were like, he gets it over the net. That's. You go to varsity? No, but you're most improved. Kyrgios, you don't like him, right? That douchebag.
He's really good. I don't like his persona or attitude, but he's amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing ones. I just, some of them I'm just more fond of.
There's something a little different about him that is so, because like McEnroe and Connors, they were kind of assholes, on the court. But there's just something a little different about Kyrgios. He's just kind of a douche,
I don't like Djokovic. I think he's kind of a dick.
Oh yeah,
he's amazing, but I don't trust him. I don't think something's not right about him to me. I feel like
he hit that ball at the girl and
no, not that. I mean, whatever. Everybody gets angry. He's just got some toot I don't like. But anyway. I don't know. I just like to watch it. It's fun. And now I'm learning. I didn't even know until I got the subscription. I didn't know there's all these. I was like, what's that number? Like the 250, the 500, the 1,000 level. There's all these levels. And I just feel so smart now about tennis.
Well, it's one way to get love.
Hey. I like Stefanos Tsitsipas.
I hate him, but he's really good.
This is great.
He's great. I don't like him. There's something about he beat my favorite player, and I just don't like him because of that. That's the only reason. But my favorite player also beat him, but it's just the way that he wins. I don't know. There's something about him.
I saw him
cocky.
Maybe 2 years ago. I was hanging. My uncle used to work for ESPN and like go to all these tennis matches and stuff like that. And so when I was over, they live in Connecticut, and so I'd always crash on his couch or whatever. So we were just watching tennis because he loves tennis, and we watched that Tsitsipas. He just like was an unknown guy at the time, and like came from behind to beat this really well-known guy. And I was like, this guy's fucking cool.
He's phenomenal. He's great. I mean, because there a lot of them are really good. It's just personalities. But I mean,
my brother is neighbors with Red Foo from LMFAO. Do you know who that guy is? At all? LMFAO? The girl, look at that body. I work out. The party rock guys.
I don't know anything. I didn't even know half the story in your monologue.
Shots. Oh, it's all right. No, anyway, he dated a professional tennis player.
Oh,
and it's a good Red Foo girlfriend.
I would like to date the coaches because the coaches are
Jasmine,
like my age, and they're all like former tennis, and they're still pretty.
Fit and good looking, handsome.
Yes. I'm like, damn, those coaches are pretty hot.
I mean, I always felt be honest, that Anna Kournikova got like a bad rap. I mean, she was pretty good, and it was just because she was so attractive to people that they were like, she's not even good, she sucks. And it's like, well, she's good. She's, she just
I mean, it's not like comedy. Like you can be good looking and get booked if you're not qualified, but tennis, you're watching someone play, they win or they don't. So she was good. That's that.
Good, but she never 5, I don't think, ever, and that didn't win a lot of tournaments, but she's like a good player. Yeah.
There's some players that are really great and ranked high, but they're not spectacular. Like they don't do anything amazing, Right. I don't know. So it's kind of interesting.
So he was dating star Victoria Azarenka.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I
just
she was
started getting really into it. But...
Lady, anyway.
Have you been to any Grand Slams, Cory? Oh, sorry.
Victoria Azarenka. No.
I went to the U.S. Open in 2019. That was fun.
We've spent some drunk nights at Denny's, but
never have I ever been to a few handful of golf tournaments. That's the only and then football and baseball. But I would love to go.
And he got wasted with management. I don't know.
Waste management. I'm hoping. Yeah, the U.S. Open would be so fun in Flushing.
Yeah, it's just because I was there when I was on sabbatical, and I had 4 months off, so I was in New York for like a month, and I was like, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go, and I did. I spent a lot of money. It's expensive, and I was up in the nosebleeds, but it was still you could still see really well. But I got
when you and I were hanging out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I got to see Federer play, and I got to see Nadal. I got to see the final, Nadal and Medvedev, and I got to see Serena play. Yeah, it was just.
Oh, that's insane.
I went twice, and I got to see all those players, and I spent $1,000, but it was totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Wow.
And you got to see Andrew Rivers perform. And
that's right, at the stand. That was fun. I got to be his little groupie. I would just sort of hang out, and I'm sure the owner was like, "Why is this old lady following you around, Andrew?"
He doesn't even know who I am, but it's fine.
I know he doesn't even. I know he
doesn't care about me.
Oh, he was nice though.
He's nice. He's just my manager that I'm like, hey, what's going on, buddy?
How are you?
It was fun though.
How are things with you?
Yeah, what's going on? Hey, I put out this special.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got my stage time. He ignores my emails, and that's kind of frustrating.
Stage time at the stand is so cool.
Sure.
For me, that would be a dream come true.
Yeah,
for me.
It was great. It was. I mean, it's cool to go up and then be like, oh, I belong on the same stage as Gaffigan. Like that's not weird to me. Like I had a good set. No one was like, oh, that guy was new or whatever. That was a favor somebody called in.
Oh, I miss calling.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So like what my life's filled with golf and virtual shows and getting massages from men. What your life?
Have you done Zoom shows? You did a couple, right? At the beginning there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. At the beginning, I got quite a few. Like I opened for both of you guys at different times. Yep. You guys were great to have me. And those I thought went well. And then I did a handful, but now it's like once in a while someone will ask me. Someone
feels like the virtual thing is like slowing up the market there for shows there.
Yeah. I did just get asked to do a fundraiser, but it was squeaky clean. And the guy was like, after I talked to him, he was like, no. And I was like, I don't care. It's fine. I care, but I was like,
yeah.
I just don't want to do squeaky clean. It's not me and it's not fun. And
right.
I don't know. But it was nice to get recommended. So.
Yeah. And it's like it's for a virtual show that's like, this is going to suck anyway. Like, I don't want to do it and hate it.
Like if one of you guys asked me, I'd be like, for sure, but like, it's just someone I don't know. And I didn't know how.
I would never ask you to stifle your creativity.
I know, but I'm just saying like for my friends or people that I work with all the time, I'd be like, well, yeah, I can figure it out. Sure. I've done clean ones. I just don't enjoy it.
Sure.
It's just uncomfortable.
So sometimes say to folks like, hey, just be a little cleaner, and they I've had a couple people locally get a little chippy, like, what the hell? Like after the show, and I'm like, I just don't want to lose the venue. I've had it for 8 years. It's not about you. I think you're great, whatever. And
I mean, I could be clean, just I don't want to be squeaky. I mean, that's like
you've never
fucking nothing to do then. I have nothing to talk about.
I would never worry about you at my show, my venue. But also you did it virtually, and that's the other thing about virtually is it's like these people. I'm not concerned about the audience. I'm concerned about losing the venue. So
sure, yeah, right.
Virtually, say whatever the fuck you want but my shows that I've had been playing on in the virtual world have been all like corporations that are like, I had to sign a contract with one that was like, don't do anything that makes us upset, basically. And I was like, okay.
All right.
Have you seen my comedy?
Have you seen anyone's comedy? I mean,
it's very upsetting.
Oh man. Well,
have you? How many podcasts have you done? How many?
Oh, I've been on a few.
Oh, okay.
Not
that.
I mean,
I'm late to book you.
Maybe I don't know. I'm not counting, but probably.
Oh, okay.
Since March, I don't know, maybe 3, not that many, 3 or 4.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Are you, yeah.
I'm hungry. Someone book me. I'll do virtual. Hungry.
She's not thirsty anymore. But she is hungry for stage time. So
virtual stage time, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We've had some, whatever. We've had some shows, and now we're like deciding, like, hey, is it time to go on the road again, or I don't know, is there anything happening? Other shows?
Yeah.
Well, is it like the parts of the country that are not shut down? Are you guys still getting booked normally there, or not really?
I had a good run where I would get like a month in a row, and then like a month off, and then like a month in a row again, and. But then it just sort of it almost like was about to die out, and then I got like a last minute booking with this John Christ guy, but now I'm like, I don't even know who to email and who's open and like who to bother, and like I've put out for some gigs and like this club in Florida, but then I'm also like reading about more cases. It's way worse than it ever has been, and there's a new strain that's way more contagious, and I'm like, if I get a really good offer, I would do it, but I'm also like not gonna beg for $700 across the country or something like that.
And then it's like not that much more than unemployment for that week would be.
Right.
If you're being honest about the unemployment, it's like, well, why would I, so that's about to kick in again, I guess. Have you guys got your stimulus?
I didn't even check, but probably.
I got mine a couple of days ago. It's weird because I was just like, oh, my balance is higher. So, yeah.
I didn't get mine.
I don't really look. I just go once a month, pay off the credit card.
I look at my bank account.
I don't want to look at what I'm doing every day. I just know it's all bad.
I got it.
Nerve-wracking thing happened because I had like a chunk of money that I needed to invest as opposed to just have it sitting in an account, but I needed to transfer it from one company to another company. And I was like, this seems because the first time it got rejected because the one company was like, we're not sending this money over to this other company without more, like, who are you, or who's doing it? I'm me. I don't like, can I just, and then that made me all paranoid, like, oh man, this money is just gonna go away. And so like every day I was checking to make sure, and now I go and I
think about that when I get Venmo'd, or like when people Venmo me, it's like, I hope that goes to the right person. Same with sending dick pics, you're just like, oh, that's your number.
It's scary transferring money. Sometimes I transfer from my one bank to my savings account bank, and the money goes right
someone's
away.
Got a savings account. Ooh,
Listen,
brag about it.
I'm way older than you guys. I should have a savings account.
Well, Cory's getting up there, but
it's just scary because the money comes right out, and then but you have to wait like 4 days, so it's like floating. And I'm always a nervous wreck until like it gets into that other account. It's just like I don't know.
Am I gonna get into heaven? I'm in limbo.
I was trying to write a joke about like we trust ATMs too much. Like I'll deposit a bunch of cash at an ATM, and it's like, what's stopping them from being like, that was $40? And I'm like, that is 400. And they're like, not to us. I'm like, what are you, like, I have a camera. Well, we lost the footage. That, like, what are they going to do? you know? It's so weird that we just trust everything to like, hey, bank, here, just hold on to this. And I trust you.
It's true. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, then they invested. I mean, it's not like it's sitting in their vaults waiting for you when you come back. Like they're investing it, and then they're like, "What if they do a terrible job at that?" Like, I don't want.
And it's gone. The South Park episode.
I was watching Wolf of Wall Street last night, and all that was like, wow, like this is so crazy. And I kept going, like, a deep dive of how like real everything was, and it was like, I can't believe people live like this.
Are those tits real or CGI? I mean, that is amazing.
My favorite part of that movie is when he had the shoe designer showing off a shoe, and he said it's called the Mary Lou, and someone in the crowd yelled, "That's a fat girl shoe!"
Oh, jeez.
No, it made me laugh so fucking hard.
We have different favorite parts of the movie. I liked when
well, just because I'm fat and my name's Mary Lou, the whole
I
thing
get
is
it.
funny.
Yeah. I just I liked when that chick got naked. It was pretty hot.
I just thought I love to hear my name, but it was just so funny to me.
Wow. Do you make your boyfriend scream your name in bed?
I don't make them. They just naturally do it.
Oh, snap.
Well, yeah.
Are you a fan of The Bachelor at all? Do you watch trashy reality TV?
I've never watched The Bachelor. I watched a show there was a takeoff on The Bachelor years ago. It was like these short little 9-minute episodes, but I don't remember who ran it. No, I haven't. I'm not anti it. I watched a couple of those shows. Like I watched Indian Matchmaker. I've watched a couple of like Married at First Sight, but maybe I should watch The Bachelor. Maybe I would like it. I don't know.
What was that one on Netflix that was pretty trashy and entertaining? But they had to be in the pods, or they were in like pods, and they had to like.
That did well for a minute. The Circle, or was that something else?
That was something else.
I haven't.
Love at First Sight, or I don't know.
That I've seen, but that's an old show. That's been on a long time. But I watched a few of those on.
Most of those people got married, or like it was.
Four couples. Right?
Love is Blind.
There it is.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
There it is.
It was they had to like they had to propose without ever meeting each other or like seeing each other. They had to like talk through a wall or something like that.
Oh, that's awful. That's even worse.
I would have just cut a hole through the wall, stuck my dick in it, and be like, "She's the one. She went right for it." You know.
Oh my
Make
God.
It.
I don't watch the other reality TV. I like the Great British Baking Show. I like food shows.
Hey, I've been watching the one where they take old food and they turn it in, like they take leftovers and they turn it into. You see, this one just came out on Netflix. Real fun. They make meals out of leftovers, and it's a competition. Just like I did all the Christmas Great British.
I love the Great British Baking Show.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to be a Bachelor Nation podcast because one of my old Tinder dates is on The Bachelor this season.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
Very exciting.
Is that like the new Bachelor? Is that the current Bachelor? I don't know.
It's going to premiere tomorrow. Actually, that's the season premiere. So
what's the thing? Is it like one guy and a bunch of women and then he picks? I mean,
yeah. So every week they have a rose. Yeah. Every week he has a rose ceremony and they go, you get to keep a rose. You get to keep a rose. You get the fuck out of here.
Oh no, that must be hard.
It's like lining up for dodgeball in PE. They go, you, and you. And then you're like, point in my direction. No. I used to do that. Terry used to do that at Giggles. He'd be like, you. And he'd get to me and he'd be like, And then like Slater would be like, come on, just give him a stage. Give him 5 minutes. That
was the dodging part. They're picking.
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to get voted off.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Well, yeah, let me know. I mean, I think week 1 she told me, or at least they've promoted that she brings you're supposed to bring like a present or something like that. And so she brought
your comedy album. Does she bring your comedy album?
No, similar thing that makes her tingle, but it was her vibrator.
She did not.
Brings, it's on the photo on Instagram, actually. If you go look at it,
serious?
She's holding a giant vibrator. Yeah.
That's no.
That's whatever.
Bring up your Instagram right now.
No, she can't put that on regular TV, a vibrator.
Evidently.
The guy was like, I was watching their announcement of it, and they were like, she made our legal team work overtime on this.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna be a hassle.
Why would she give him a vibrator?
Well, she's supposed to bring.
Oh, I saw that, but I didn't even look at what she was holding. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it was. Yeah, you have to watch the show. We don't want to, give away.
Is it on regular TV? Because I don't have cable.
ABC or something like that.
I have Hulu. Maybe it's on Hulu. I don't know.
I'm sure you can binge watch it somewhere.
Yeah,
or I'll keep you updated every week because I'll be crying about it.
He's wishing her a big L.
Second place. Yeah.
Second place.
I saw that. That was funny. Are you still friends with her? Or?
Yeah, we're cool. We hang out. We tried to have a little romance over the summer, but we're not really compatible, I think. Like, actually, this is a joke I was kind of working on, is like she wants like a dominant guy who, like, the way she's described it is like, just throw me against the wall and kiss me, but only when the time is right. You got to know when the time is right. And I'm like, I never know when the time is right. That's my problem. Even if a girl is making out with me, I'm like, are you sure about this? Did my friends pay you? I don't. You can leave if you want,
Are you
hard to know when
have you got any jokes you've been working on, Mary Lou, that you're excited about, or that you're not sure about, or you think stink, or I don't know, like
all of those categories?
Are you writing a ton? Are you trying to be, like, when I sent you that podcast, you were like, oh, this is the first time I felt like a comedian.
Yeah, no,
but,
I don't. I was thinking about the whole writing thing, and the way I haven't been writing a ton at all. Like, but I never before. I feel like people are still doing writing and being creative the same way they were before the pandemic. Because I think a lot of people are like, well, you have all this time now, so you should sit and write. But that's just not how I ever wrote, and I would always try. But when I usually just write sort of in my brain. There's no input right now. There's minimal input. So
yeah, because you're not getting new experiences, and you're not. Yeah,
literally, my brain was constantly all the time just thinking joke, even at work, just blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then I would but I have a couple like new. I just write down ideas, but it's not that much, But
I'm always curious. I want to know. I want to hear what you got. What your premise that you're thinking about.
I don't know. Well, I have this joke. Are you guys gonna help me work it out? I don't understand. Like,
I don't know.
Sure. I mean, it depends how good the joke is.
It's just real short, but I have a joke where I say that I have my sister's in a cult. She's been in a cult as long as I can remember. There's a lot of cults out there. I don't know if you've heard of this one. It's called Disney.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh. And then I go on to talk about how this is true. Like, she's, how there's adults that love Disney, right?
They're weird.
That's my sister. My sister is one of those adults. She's 63. She fucking loves Disney. The whole house is just full of Disney. She's very
with the characters on the back.
Say that again.
Yeah, the jean jacket with the characters on the back.
She probably does. I'm not joking. Like, everything. Like, the phone is like Mickey Mouse. Like, oh, I wonder who that could be. Like, when the phone rings, it's so crazy. And her partner, they're just everything's Mickey Mouse. They go to Disney World all the time. And
have they been in the pandemic?
They went a couple times. It's definitely, you have to make reservations apparently or something. And they're actually pretty strict apparently. Like, she's like, it's safer to go to Disney than it is like the grocery store, because they're like on top of people, like, but anyway, I wouldn't go myself, but I'm not a Disney freak. But she has Disney Plus, and I guess you can give out some logins or something, and I have no interest. I mean, she's really pure. She doesn't like comedy. She only likes things that are real, like, happy and fun, and like the sitcoms. She nothing darker or nothing. I mean, like, literally, like, and she likes my comedy, but I'm like, well, let's have you watch Jim Gaffigan. He's clean. You'd love him. Now, how about Ellen? No, I mean, she just so she has Disney Plus, and she's been trying for months. Log in here, take the, and I'm like, I don't, there's nothing I want to watch.
I want it.
No, you can't have it, Cory.
The film that Andrew is about to talk about, I'm convinced of it. Anyway,
So anyway, the joke, that was the beginning of the joke. I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. But
that's why we asked you. This is great.
the joke is that the rest of the joke is that she's like, I really want you, and this is all true. She's like, I really want you to watch Disney Plus. I want you to watch it. Go on there and watch Frozen. I want you to watch Frozen. And I was like, I don't want to watch Frozen. She's like, come on, watch Frozen. And she kept pressuring me. So I was like, all right, I will watch Frozen. I will watch a movie like tit for tat. I'll watch a movie if you watch a movie of my choosing. And she's like, okay, but it's got to be like clean, and wholesome. I'm like, no problem. So I was like, I will watch Frozen if you watch Goodfellas. And she's like,
Goodfellas.
She's like, that sounds like a sweet movie, right? And I'm like, yeah, bittersweet. And so that's kind of the gist of the joke. It's all right. It's worked sort of, but that's one joke. I'd like to elaborate on my sister and Disney. That's for sure. Like I was thinking of all these other like movies that I could like say that sound really sweet, but aren't really, but
yeah.
Or maybe that would just
I think that's a good idea, is to list out, movies that have good in the title or something
right,
like that.
Or wholesome sounding titles where, because she literally, she didn't really say that, but she has not seen any of those fucking movies, like none of them. Like
Demolition Man.
She's anti a lot of that stuff. So, and it's fine.
Wild
That's
Things.
How she is. Yeah. And I only watch Disney movies. I keep trying to tell her when I visit her, that's when I watch them. So that's when I catch up, because she's always like, you haven't seen this? I'm like, I don't even watch them until I'm at your house. So anyway.
I've never seen Frozen, so I can't really speak to that one. But
on Molly in 3D in a theater.
Whoa.
It was pretty crazy. It was fun.
It was cute. I mean,
she takes the hair out and does this. It's like halfway through the movie and kind of lets the let it go thing. I was like, because I'm a Molly. I was like, what am I doing? This is weird.
Getting horny over a cartoon. Yeah.
But I want cool. That's what you just saw.
Yeah. This new movie Soul, if you have a Disney Plus login, you should check it out. It's amazing.
Might borrow it to see that one. That I heard is really cool.
It's Jamie Foxx stars in it, and it's very like meaning of life stuff. It's like deep for a kid's movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we started watching it with my brother's kids, and I actually saw a Chris Mejia tweet about it, and I was like, oh, I should watch that movie. And then the next day they were playing it for my brother's kids. And but then like 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, like halfway through the movie, they're fucking bouncing off the walls and doing other shit. Right. And I'm like, fucking, this is good. Like, I want to watch this fucking movie. So I like left the room and like, I was like, I'm going to download it. And then I watched the full thing on the plane. And that it's just an incredible movie. And the Pixar does an amazing job of putting jokes for adults in there.
Yeah, totally.
So like, there's like, they kind of like, they kind of like make fun of Trump a little bit, and but they never say anything. They never like, they just say like, oh, this one has narcissistic personality disorder or whatever. And it's like, and you're like, oh, wonder who that could be about,
That sounds great.
It's a great movie, and and as like a comedian, it's like this guy who's like a jazz musician who is like he's a part-time substitute teacher, and he's like failing at his dream. Yeah. So it's gonna hit real hard for Cory. Wait a second.
Box number 1. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, it's real cool, and
right on.
Great film, and makes you question life and existential crisis if you're into that, but some people don't want to be challenged. So
I question life every fucking day now.
Good.
I
Me
do.
too. Is this still worth living? You mean that way? That's how I'm doing
sort
it.
of. Sometimes, honestly. Sometimes I make lists of things I'm looking forward to that I can't wait to do again, just to be like, you'll get
through. There is something eventually. It'll be temporary. Yeah.
I do a thing like I'll do a task and then be like, oh, and then I'll put it on my to-do list after I did it, and just so I can
That's cool.
That's very fun. That's good.
I gotta I did a thing. I had forgotten to put it. Well,
yeah, doing this thing has made us feel super productive too. Just writing a bunch of jokes every week, and
Yes.
I put out that special, which Mary Lou loved.
Oh yeah. That was fun. I wrote down all the jokes I liked.
I appreciated that.
Tell everybody your Disney Plus login and.
I don't know it. I don't have it. I never took it.
Well, tell everybody how we can follow you on all the things. Like, how do we follow Lou Gamba on
sure
medias?
Well, let's see. I need YouTube followers, so it's just Mary Lou Gamba comedy.
There you go.
There's a few videos up there. There's the one I did with the chicken, which I'm always trying to get more people to watch that.
Mary Lou Gamba comedy.
Mary Lou Gamba.
I put it in here.
Now that I
number 45.
TikTok and
no TikTok.
I should use. You sent me that video. I should put it on those things too.
TikTok would be.
That video. Not really great for TikTok. I don't know.
No, probably it's okay. I don't.
It's long.
I'm not I'm not on TikTok, but
IGTV. It's got to go on there.
Oh, maybe. I guess. I don't know. We were about to make the sequel. We shot half of it, and then COVID came. So I still have to finish because there's a sequel, not a sequel, but like the next in line, and then
a sequel.
Yeah. So anyway, Mary Lou Gamba comedy, marylou.gamba on Instagram, at the Loof on Twitter, TheLufe. Twitter's a hard crowd, man. I always think my tweets are so cute, and then I'm like, 2 likes. The fuck? Every day I'm like, this is the tweet that's going viral.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I hope this doesn't go viral. This is awful.
I want a viral tweet. The most I got.
I
was
want.
55.
Yeah.
It doesn't lead to. Wow.
I know, it's just a goal I have. It doesn't have to lead to anything.
I'm not trying. It's great to like do. Yeah. No.
Yeah, Mary Lou, don't even try. It's fucking stupid.
I find it so funny when I see a viral tweet and then
it won't go viral.
Oh yeah.
3 followers. I'm like, oh, this didn't translate to any followers. That's crazy. But it's consistency. That's how people get followers on Twitter, I think.
I think you also have to. I don't know. It's whatever.
Or
it's just a different crowd. Like if I do the same joke like on Facebook, it's a lot of older people. Like my crowd are people, I guess, my age. A lot of young people like me, but women like my age are a little younger. That seems to be where a lot of them hit. So I'll put a tweet and then on Facebook and people are like, but then they make comments that are just wonderful. I love the comments. I just realized
Well, Chrissy Teigen is hilarious on Twitter, so I don't think.
What is she? Is she a model, an actress? What is she?
She used to model.
Okay.
Now she influences, I think, or she's married to a legend. I don't know. I'm not trying to talk shit. I literally don't know.
No, I've seen.
I'll talk shit about her. I don't care.
Sometimes I look at those. I mean, I just scroll through and you see all kinds of people you're not even that you're not even
familiar with.
But Mark Norman has the best tweets. His tweets are almost all of them are funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever.
Very good.
I don't think there's any misses. I'm always like, it's annoying. It's like, Jesus, these are so good.
He deletes the misses, so don't feel, no, I'm just kidding. Well, he doesn't delete everything. He puts everything out on his YouTube, everything out. I didn't watch the whole, you watched that.
I didn't watch the full thing either. I watched like 6 minutes and I was, it's a very, bored. Sure. I mean, I just think like, I felt like 3 minutes into it, Mark was like, oh geez, this is not going to be fun for me. Like the guy's like, you tell, yeah, I mean, I just think it's an awkward interview when he's like, you write a lot of jokes, man. And Mark's like, yeah, I mean, shit, I got to carry this conversation. I'm scared of getting booed and don't want to bomb and just throw them out there and who cares?
But it was like make a wish for that guy. So that was a nice thing to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like, maybe we could make a wish for this podcast. You know what I mean? Like, do you think we should ask Mark Norman to be on our podcast?
Have you guys worked with him?
You don't think it's embarrassing?
We've all probably worked with him, right? I've opened for him.
Probably asked. So I'm keeping an eye every week on our jokes that we're writing and being like, all right, let's see. And keeping an eye at I pay attention because I listen to his podcast every week. I listen to the Patreon of their podcast. I pay really close attention to what they're doing because I think they're very funny and they're great. So every time I'm like, all right, maybe I'll, okay, maybe we'll get. I think he says yes to everything. That's his thing.
Yeah.
That's why he's part of why he's so successful. I mean, he does when things are open, he does 15 spots a week, and in the city before a weekend of performing at a club, and he says yes to every gig. And so every story on the podcast is like, yeah, I was landing, and then I was like, oh no, I said yes to this virtual gig, but I was gonna be in the car, and I'm like, what are you doing? That's what I do. And so my buddy Doug Key, he put those things you put on your front windshield. He put that behind me, and then we put the phone up, and it looked like I was in a room. And they're like, "That's a small room." And he's like, "Yeah, New York apartments are crazy." And then he just did the show on his phone with one of those silver backdrops.
That's great.
It is. It's like he's just so like he doesn't. It's partly like irresponsibility, but more so just drive and hard work and like so it's a little combo of both. And he would admit to all that. I mean,
I mean, you could see watching him where he was like, it was almost like he was like trying to build the skill of like, okay, let's see if I can turn this into something funny. Like it was almost like a challenge for him to be like, all right, I'll figure it out, And like I've watched multiple podcasts and interviews, and like he has his lines and his jokes that he uses with everybody, but it's like, all right, if you can turn those into like podcast bits, even where now he's just, because he's gonna have to get morning radio for the clubs and like whatever. Right. I think it's so cool, and I'm also putting it out there that I'm willing to Zoom podcasts with anybody, also. Yeah. But but I just thought it's the cool part is he's also posting it on his own YouTube channel, so then he can just get 10,000 views or whatever is like, I don't know, $100 or $50 in YouTube advertising.
Okay, I didn't know about.
So he's probably like, hey man, free $50 just for doing this podcast. It's
I
cool,
remember you from the roast. He teased you the whole time.
Right.
It was great.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Is like Cory and him have hung out, and probably he might at least be like, oh yeah, I remember the roast thing. Yeah, it's fun. And hopefully when he joins, he won't be like, oh God, hopefully.
I think he's like that with everything, honestly. I mean, I think it's just his go-to.
Point is, we are so glad that you are our guest.
Absolutely. Yeah. We were real nervous about asking Mary Lou Gamba.
I'm glad you got me. I'm sad you got me before Mark, because he's not going to be able to follow me, but whatever.
Yeah, well, gosh.
Put a week in between you and... Sure, but...
Who should we book next week? Who do you like?
Local or famous?
I don't know, whatever. Like, who's your favorite person to talk to?
Oh, I love to talk to Josh Firestein, Todd Kirkwood's my buddy, and J.R. Berard. Those are my buddies. Okay. I talk to those guys all the time.
They're on the list.
Yeah. I mean, cool. I have a lot of buddies, but those three I tend to talk to the most. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun guys. JR, I love golfing with JR.
Vanessa, she's fun. Vanessa's fun.
Yeah, did we?
We had her on the live show there.
Okay. Cool. Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Well, thanks.
Hey, you tuned into a few of those, right?
I did. Yeah.
We appreciate your support, Mary Lou.
I support you guys. If you need virtual openers ever, I'm very consistent. Listen to me. Now I'm trying to like sell myself.
You're great. I've hired you in real life, even. So.
I'll open for you if you get something. I don't care.
I don't want you guys to ever open for me. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, it would. You kill.
No, you're better than me. I don't want people better than me to open for me.
You kill. You're wrong. But hey, Mary Lou Gamba, MaryLouGamba. Follow her on all the things. Andrew J. Rivers.
I'm getting.
And
tune into the Patreon to see Mary Lou's face there.
My face is so red.
What got said? I don't know what got.
Nothing. I just get red on podcasts.
Comedy and all the things. Yeah, patreon.com/homeschool to see the video of our beautiful faces. Thanks so much. Episode 24 in the books. Bye.
Are you gonna hang up now or?